Hey guys, so today I want to talk to you about historical fiction novels that you can use for literature circles. I have used several different types of historical fiction for literature circles over the years. I've used a World War II unit that I did. I've done kind of a mix of different eras, but today I want to talk about the one I've used most recently, which centers around the Industrial Revolution and factory work. And I actually got this from a Teachers Pay Teachers seller, and I will link down below when I go back and find the actual materials. I also saw her post stuff about it on Instagram as well, so I'll link that up. But I used this last year, and I just really loved the setting. It was different than what I've done before, and I felt like the students, it was new to them and it was interesting. So I want to really quick just go over those titles. The first title, Bread and Roses 2, and this one is from the point of view of a young girl and her having to go and work in the factories, and really that's what a lot of these are kind of told from the point of views of. So this one is what I would tell my students is kind of one of the longer books, book choices. So remember, I always want to make that a point for my students. The other one is Liddy, and this one is more focused on her and her younger brother that go and work in the factory. And this one is one of the shorter picks. So I found a lot of the students who knew that they wanted a shorter book picked this one. Counting on Grace is another one of the shorter picks. And this is where the girl has to leave school. She really wants to go to school and learn, but she has to leave to go work in the factory to support her family. This one was my favorite. It is Uprising, and so this one has the point of view of 3 different characters, and they have all immigrated from different places. And there's also a little kind of romantic element for some of them. And this book particularly focuses on the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire, which I really enjoy reading about, different historical novels about it and nonfiction about it. So this one probably is my favorite out of all the choices. And then the last one is Ashes of Roses, and this one does have a little bit of a romantic element to it as well, and the main character has also immigrated into America. So I just wanted to share those with you. The students that read them last year really enjoyed all of them. We had a lot of great discussions. They weren't really familiar with a lot of the ways that children were made to work during those times. There's so much that you can do as far as like child labor, and then obviously several of the books have immigrants coming in to work in America to make a living. So there's a lot that you could do with that aspect as well. One thing I would say, if you are thinking about doing a historical fiction set for literature circles, is you need to make sure you give your students plenty of background on the time period, what was expected. You will probably want to go into detail with like vocabulary. There are a few of these books who make references, or the characters at least make references to things using different languages because of where they've immigrated from. So that's something that you want to make your students aware of. So with these, you may need to do a little bit more background work and work ahead of time before they actually start reading. And when they do start reading, I found that it is better to have a set of historical novels set in the same time period with students who may not have as much of background as you would want them to have. It makes it a lot easier on you versus maybe if you wanted to mix up time periods. If you did that, you would want to have a group of students who you felt like could easily go and ask questions about things they don't understand for whatever area you're working with. But if you're all working with factory work in this time period, that's something that you can kind of do as a whole class and do some background building that way. So that's just something to think about if you are thinking about using historical fiction as one of your literature circle novel sets. Thanks for watching. Bye.